Seen a couple girls that I really like. Man, I got there, they wasn't nothing. I mean, I'm talking about it's like they took off their whole face. I'm saying like this person, I even held, and I know she didn't know what I was doing, but I held the picture up to her. I was like, "Can you look at me?" No, I just want to see. And I held that picture up, and I'm looking at this picture, and I'm looking at her, and I'm just going back and forth, and I'm trying to see if I've been deceived. Like this don't even look like the same woman. So it's just best to go straight up. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was seriously, you know what I'm saying, deceived. Dirty Broke said, I wear my mask with all these bad. But Dirty Broke, are you doing like me? Are you wearing the ineffective mask? Because that mask ain't gonna save me from nothing. You know what I'm saying? This little mask right here ain't doing nothing. This ain't doing nothing. I wear this when I work out though, because I tried wearing them N95s when I worked out. Bruh, that's like wearing one of them chamber masks. Y'all them guys that try to increase their oxygen. That's like wearing that when you work out. Go try to play basketball in the N95. You ain't getting up and down that court. Straight up. You is not getting up and down that court. They said, did you say use TikTok? People don't want vaccine because of Trump. I don't know about that, Avis. I don't know about that. Actually, I take that back. Yes, you are. You are right about that. A lot of people just don't want to give him credit for that too. But yeah, I would have to. Yeah, you're right about that. Now that I kind of let that sink in a little bit, you are right about that. So I'm thinking. Let me see. I read that one. I'm trying to miss them. He said, "He's going for my 4 hours." Nah, I might keep it short. You know, I mean, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow but go pay for my truck. Literally, that's all I'm doing tomorrow and working out. And I do that every day. You know what I'm saying? Work out every day. So I'm literally doing the same thing I do every day, with the exception of I have to go and pay for my truck and get my truck. I gotta get a ride. Somebody gotta give me a ride over there. Probably just have my friend give me a ride, and then I'm gonna drive the truck back. And actually, what I want to do this week, the only thing I'm doing this week is I'm gonna paint my frame on that truck. I might do a video on it. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna paint the frame myself. I'm gonna sand it down. I got everything right here. I got everything right here. I'm gonna do it myself because I don't got no heavy duty tools. Okay, I ain't got no heavy duty tools. So I got my little sandpaper right here. I'm gonna sand it down. Got my little pick. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna scrape off. Got my scraper right here. Scrape off the paint. And then I got this. Check this out now. You can get this at Lowe's. Check this out. It's gonna look reversed because I got the camera looking, but you can still see it. I got this. This is primer and paint. You see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. That's primer and paint. Got the black gloss. This is both primer and paint. So once I rough it up real good with the sandpaper, it'll be able to stick on there real good. And I got 4 cans of that. So that's one thing I'm about to turn into. I'm about to turn into a light duty mechanic as well. I actually put the front shocks on my truck. I actually did that myself. I just borrowed somebody's impact wrench. Whatever. Just throw a few dollars at him. Bought his impact wrench. Because I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready yet to go out and spend $500 on tools and stuff. That's about what you're going to. If you want to be able to fix everything on your truck with the exception of like a motor or transmission, you're going to need about $400-$500 worth of tools, because you're going to need every bit of an impact wrench. A couple drill impact drivers or drills or whatever. Get you a socket set, box wrench set, you know what I'm saying? Basic stuff. But it's going to come up about $400-$500 depending on where you go. He said, especially these photos with filters, yeah. He said, I can see that meeting someone online, in person, 2 different things. Yes, sir. Lost 2 uncles in the 80s, son. Nursing got sick, 1 cousin in the 30s. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, Avis. He said, Borden's garbage in Jasper. Did mine, 550 horsepower. 1850, cost 500. That's true. Trucking with King. And I was one of them. I didn't even keep a basic tool set, like just regular, regular stuff that you can, like a little, like I got a little drill. Let me show y'all this. I got this from Walmart. Look at it. I want y'all to see this. People don't even keep this in their truck. Look at this thing. This thing costs $12 at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Little drill thing. You know what I'm saying? And all you do is you just put whatever headpiece on here. It could be a flat head. It could be a rivet. I'm talking about simple things like this. People don't even keep in their truck. You can change headlights with this. I mean, I didn't, you know, I ain't gonna never do it again, but I done climbed up on top of the truck and changed my clearance light bulb with this. You just put the screwdriver thing, take it out, boom, switch the bulb, put it back in there, boom, just like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's like basic stuff, you know? And people don't even keep stuff like that. But I'm gonna be full. I'm gonna have something, because I'm gonna tell you this couple things I'm never gonna pay for again. I ain't never paying to ever put shocks on my truck ever again. I always do my own shocks. I'll just go up, you know what I'm saying? Pass, or buy a Freightliner or whatever, buy me some shocks. I'm putting them on myself. And all you need is an impact. I didn't realize it was that easy. I changed my front shocks, y'all. That's the first time I've ever done that in my life. In my life ever. I've never changed shocks on even my car. And I use an impact wrench and a box wrench to hold it when I take the bolt out, and I literally popped it out and put my new ones in there. And it took me, you know how long it took me? It took me 30 minutes to do it. When you see, the reason why people don't want to work in the equipment, you don't got the right tools. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do all six. You can do all six, but I already had those four. They were already on there. But when I found out how easy it was, I just went in the shop. I said, hey man, if let me do these two front ones. So I didn't have no labor on that. All I got to pay for is what they did before. That's it. So I ended up doing that myself. Like, man, like, bro, I ain't never. I need cab shocks. I'm doing that myself. I got cab shocks in the truck. I bought two new cab shocks. Guess what? I'm gonna do it myself. Airbag too. I'm gonna switch the whole thing. I didn't know this stuff was so easy. But that's what happened. Is I told y'all, you never stop learning in this industry. I may know a lot about the market. I may know about how to run, who to lease to, if you get your own authority, how to get brokers, all that. I might know all that. But one thing I've always been ignorant on. I've always been very, not ignorant, I ain't gonna say ignorant. One thing I've been lacking, because I'm not willing to do it, is mechanical, little light duty work. If you are a light duty mechanic, no, you don't gotta be no full-fledged mechanic. But if you're a light duty person, you can do all the light duty stuff, you're gonna make money in trucking as owner operator. There ain't nothing, because there won't be really nothing you can't do. You can change the whole, I'm gonna change my whole entire headlight assembly. I'm about to put some custom lights. Tell you, man, the Classic, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. Once I get some money out of that thing, oh man, I'm talking about insecure city. All our lights. Oh, I fixed my chicken lights too. I had a couple lights that was out. Well, ended up finding the router to it and all that. That was messing up. So I cleaned that out, plugged that back in. All the lights work. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. I'm not saying you got to be a do-it-yourself on every single thing. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not breaking down that 12.7. I'm not going to break it down to the block. No, I'm not doing that. But when my alternator go out, oh yes sir, I'm gonna have my little drill, my little socket drill, and have my little man. If you can't put on an alternator, I mean, you literally can watch a YouTube video. You can watch 3-4 YouTube videos, and you can go put an alternator on. You just gotta have the right tools. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna do unless it's something major, even an oil change. And the only reason I'm letting them do an oil change because up here at Freightliner where I live, we have a Freightliner up here. They only charge you $225 on the 12.7 60 series for an oil change. And that's with just regular conventional 1540. You know what I'm saying? Actually, they might put 1030 in there. They might put 10W30. It depends. But either way, man, they only charge $220 something. So you pay like with tax and everything, it's like $250 out the door for everything. I don't know where you can find anywhere else cheap because if you do an oil change yourself, when you buy the filters and the oil, depending on what you value your time at, you might be like $160. So I'm not gonna trip over $100. But when you trying to charge me labor on shocks and you charge me for the shocks when you could literally do it all yourself, nah, I'll pay for that. You trying to charge me an hour labor just to put an alternator on and you could do that easily yourself. You trying to charge an hour labor to switch batteries out? Come on, bro. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? After a while, you gotta start really thinking, hey, I need to start saving a few dollars. But I'm not gonna trip on the oil change because I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't trying to get all that oil on my clothes. I ain't no real mechanic like that. I ain't gonna be wearing the big old suit. Y'all know I'm talking about, the big mechanic suit, crawling up under there with the cigarette flapping, talking like you ain't cleared your throat in 20 years. That what it right there. Yeah, that's a tight boat right there. That ain't me. That ain't me. I'll pay for that. Man. Exactly. Walt, you do all bolt stuff yourself. If it's got a screwdriver, bolt, you can do it. You don't need that. You ain't listen. This was only $10 or $12 at Walmart. This was $12, y'all. The hyphy tough. Go find you. Listen. Go tomorrow to Walmart. If you're at some of y'all parked at a Walmart right now, probably watching me. You can walk right up in there as long as if the store open before you got to get to your load or deliver the load. Man, go up in there and get one of these. Oh, let me show you what they come with. I'm gonna show you. This is only $2, y'all. Look at this. Look at it. It's only $2. Look how many pieces you get with it. That's $2. This was only $1.99. Look at all them. This is what I need for my trailer. That's why I bought it. This is only $2. You need this piece to rip it. That gets your trailer out. That's what takes the trailer out. I don't know if y'all can see that. Because some of y'all got them ribbons to LEDs. You know how many people I done ran into that asked me, hey man, do you got a rivet gun or something like that? If you don't have one, you could use a flathead and a hammer. You take a flathead screwdriver and you put it against it and you just beat with a hammer, it'll pop out. You can do that too. Or a scraper, like the one I just showed y'all. You can do it with this. What is that? You can pop it out with this. You just hook this, you put this piece right here, you put that on the rivet, take the hammer, boom, beat on it, and it'll knock it right out. But why would you have to go through all that when you could just get a $10 gun that has a rivet on it and just drill it out? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Yeah, but Harbor Freight though, Walt Bankston, Harbor Freight, they got a lot of off brands there. I think with an impact wrench, I think I'm just gonna have to spend the money. But Harbor Freight, I highly recommend if you're looking for just basic things like a drill, a driver, impact driver, or drill, something like that. Box wrench set, even a socket set. They got socket sets there that's pretty good. I would do that. Yeah, I would go to Harbor Freight. But impact, you got that new one that came out, the Earthquake. Everybody keep doing reviews on, but what I think I'm either gonna get a Cobalt, or I'll just do like some of the old heads. Everybody tell me, get a DeWalt, get a Milwaukee. The only thing I'm gonna spend a lot of money on is the impact wrench because I'm gonna be using that for the heavy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Quiet as kept. I'm just saying, quiet as kept. No problem, James. At least you showed up. But like I was saying, quiet as kept. Some of them impact wrenches that you can get, bro, you can change your own tire with that. You know what I'm saying? You can change your tire. How's that holding up for you, Walt? The Earthquake, how's that holding up for you? Because everybody keep telling me get the Cobalt. They said just go get the big boy, the big $300 Cobalt. They said just buy that and you'll never have to buy another one again. And it's brushless. So. Okay, let me see. I missed a few people. Hold on. Yeah, monkey suit. That's what it was. Let me see. What's going on? AR, was it AR DPTO2? What's going on? Was it D Humes? What's going on? I don't know. You asked, when am I going back on the road next month? Gotta get my truck together. It's almost done. I mean, if there is, all they're doing right now, the last thing they're doing right now is the cruise control. But man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what nobody say. I gotta have cruise control. There ain't no way you gonna give me a load 500, 600 miles, 1,000 miles, and I'm driving on the pedal. No, that truck, the way that motor's set up right now, I need cruise control because I'm not gonna be driving that for 4 miles a gallon because I can't control my foot. You know what I'm saying? No, I want cruise control. It's almost like an investment. I'd rather have cruise control than I would Jake brakes because unless you live in Virginia or out west somewhere, you don't really need Jake brakes that bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go through the little slopes in Missouri, you ain't going down nothing serious to where you need Jake brakes. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather have cruise before that. Okay, you said it's great. You said I use it on my bumper, on the Coronado, and the shocks. Okay, never mind. I'll look into that. Said work. Hey, at least you're working, James. At least you're working. Okay, X Fatboy Lifestyle. You said I changed my alternator today. If it was freezing outside, we'll recommend them. Wait, I'm a what do call a mechanic. I don't know how they work on trucks in cold weather. I'm telling you right now, that's one thing I learned about. That's why That's why, to me, I don't get why people be thinking I'm a know-it-all, because there's a lot of things that I still be learning. You know what I'm saying? Derek Jackson, what's going on? There's a lot of things that I still be learning from. Even like, for example, there's a guy. Shout out to Vic Med. Okay, if you don't know his channel, you can go check him out. He's a do-it-yourself type guy. Vic Med is VIC space MED. Shout out to him. There was a lot of things I learned off his channel because he does everything himself. There was a guy, Dirty Broke. I don't know if you're still in here. You interviewed a guy, the do-it-yourself guy. He was the white guy with glasses that has his YouTube channel. There's things on his stuff that I've watched that I've learned from how to do things on your own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always learning. Trust me, I ain't want to be no know-it-all. If I can learn something from somebody, I'm gonna learn. Even if I learn it from somebody I don't even like, I'll still give you credit for what I learned from you, though. You know. For example, even though like old guys like old Scooby-Doo. You know what I'm saying? There was things I learned from Scooby about, and I know he for a long time before he went on his own. For a long time, he was just a company driver, a good paid company driver, right? Guess what? I still watch some of his videos. Had nothing to do with being a company driver for me. It was the fact that he always give out tips on how to drive, location, setting up things, take care of your equipment, certain things you can do. This is me. Everybody looks at an owner operator like, well, I thought you were supposed to know all that. Man, you in trucking, you never stop learning until you quit. When you quit, then you stop. I don't care if I'm doing this the next 20 years, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something. Straight up. Whether it be a company driver, owner operator, get your own authority. When I had my own authority, that's where the ultimate test, that was the ultimate test. How much do you really know? When I got my authority, that's when I really had to really show my knowledge. How much knowledge do you really got? You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. See, I wish I had, and maybe because I'm losing weight, I don't know, maybe because I finally lost weight and I can fit in between the truck and some place. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Y'all might laugh at this. Listen, it's not a joke. This is serious. There were times when I was 320 something pounds or 310 pounds, I was afraid to climb on my truck. I was just afraid the bumpers coming off. Something about to break. What if the wind blows the wrong way and I try to grab onto something and I snap it because I'm so heavy? That's one of the main reasons why a lot of things I just did not want to do. And that's not to be funny, but I'm serious. I've seen it, man. I've seen it happen. Guys taking a whole bumper off, they done slipped, and they like 300 some pounds trying to fix something. They done slipped and the whole bumper came off. Let me see. Okay, do it yourself semi. Yeah, I like that channel. I like that guy's channel. Was it Eric with Avery Black guy? What's going on? So I went and brought my truck and same day did alternate battery, bumper, headlights with the good old Milwaukee. There you go. 35,000 said I'm still not the best backer. It's still a challenge. But hey, what they say, the more you do it, the more you get better. That's all that matters. But I just know, and I know a lot of reasons why a lot of guys, they ain't the best backers. Because a lot of you guys, you've been flatbed your whole life too. Some of y'all, you couldn't back up a trailer to save your life. And you always go to the truck stop looking for a spot to pull in. You flatbed guys, some of y'all can back, some of y'all can. But a lot of y'all, you know what I'm saying? I done seen y'all out there. And you don't even like backing your skateboard up. He said I need to get a creeper too. I know a lot of things though. I'm gonna do and like I said, I might do short videos. The reason why I didn't do a lot of videos before on some of the things I did, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what you cannot find on YouTube. You can for example, like the steering wheel. If I get another steering wheel, I might do a video on that. Guess what? You can look right now. You can get off my live feed, go look up how to change the steering wheel in a semi. You're gonna have about 50 to 100 videos pop up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what there is. Maybe the vents. One thing I didn't find on the Freightliner Classic, I how do you pop out your vents? I didn't see not one person do a video specifically on, I ain't talking about them 30-minute videos where they fixing the whole dash. I'm talking about just a dedicated video. How do you pop out? You know, you want to get custom vents? That's one of the easiest things you can do. Because you literally, all you do, if you ain't got the finger strength, you get your flat head, you put it in on top, you push it down, it pops out. Now, I ain't not seen one video on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to get those custom vents in my truck, in my Classic or whatever. When I do the APU, I might do a video on that. Never see nobody talk about how to keep up on the APU. I don't see a lot of those. I see a lot of people talk about why they like the APU, what APU they got, give you a little tour of it, but they don't show you how to keep up on it. I might do a video on that because I got a Dynasis. Him and I know you're talking about Kevin Suggs. Him and I believe Trucker AK. I believe he that's a lot of videos between him, Nomad, Trucker AK, and there's another guy that's got a Classic. I've been watching them on like little things that I want to do. OTR Rookie. I've been watching them a lot because he got a Classic too. I've been watching them a lot for like little things. I don't care about the big stuff. I'm talking about little things like headlights. But headlights is pretty self-explanatory. You got, some bolts on the outside. Then you got the bolts that's holding the lens. You get those off. You literally could pop the hood, look on the back. You only got the 3-prong light plug. I mean, it's about as simple as it can get for a headlight. So, yeah, I saw that, Kevin. Okay, let me see. Every black guy, he said, wish someone could make a video of how to keep a Freightliner dash from rattling. I think there probably is. I don't know, man. I think there might be. If you look hard enough, you might find one. A lot of times people's dash be rattling too because they don't have all the bolts in, all the screws. I see guys like mine. Mine got a little duct tape piece on it. You know what I'm saying? Mine got a little duct tape piece on it. But what I'm gonna do when I get the truck back tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm gonna go to the hardware store. I'm gonna take one of the bolts out. I'm going to the hardware store. I'm buying all the bolts I can buy for that, and I'm gonna bolt the whole entire dash in to where they all raggedy looking, where I need duct tape to hold it. There's a few guys that have some videos on how to service APU. I need to check them out, Mr. Wall, because I am not. I've seen the service as far as like a professional. I'm talking about like actual how to do it yourself. I've seen guys go to like a Thermo King or Carrier, and they'll videotape, them what they do, how to service it. I want to see, can I service it myself, or is it best to go to the actual APU mechanic? Because I mean, to me, it ain't nothing but like a little car. You know what I'm saying? MJB, what's going on? You done changed your name. You said Aerial Solutions now. But I'm be one of those do-it-yourself guys. If I can't figure it out, like for example, on my car right now, I'm sure in a few more months I'm probably gonna need some rear brakes. Guess what? I'm not gonna go to Tires Plus or Midas or some of these other shops and pay them $200 to do it. I'm gonna just buy the part. I'm gonna buy the brakes. I'm gonna do the rotors too. I'm doing the whole thing myself. I'm gonna do it myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. Hey, like I said, I don't know if it's because of the weight loss or because I'm about to have the right tools. I don't know. I'm blaming more of the tools, because if you got the right tools, you can do something. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing everything myself. If it ain't, if you go take your time with it. If you ain't doing it that day, man, go out there and change your own brakes. I wish I could change my brakes on my truck. I wish I could know, but that's probably too much. That's probably a little, I'll pay somebody to do that. Plus, brakes is not that expensive. You can get, I got these brakes done. I got my brakes done for $400. So, that's not going to break the bank. So, you said I have a drone and license. Okay, there you go. It might be Mark Edwards. It might be. Craig B said it's the haircut. That's funny. Yeah, I'm staying with the Charles Barkley for now. I'm staying with the Charles Barkley. Because every time I grow my hair out, this spot right here ain't growing. This spot right here. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. The spot right here, this ain't, very slow. So like all this would be dark and I'll have this spot right here be like peach fuzz. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't growing. So I gotta stay with the Gotta stay with the Charles Barkley for now. Yeah. Rest in peace to that brother. That's one of my top fighters back in the day. Cody Mack said get lifetime breaks. Yeah, that's my guy back in the day, man. Marvin Hagler was part of that Fabulous Four, man. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, and Marvin Hagler, man. Fabulous Four. Or Fantastic Four, whatever you want to call them. You know. Now, that was back when everybody wanted to fight each other. Now everybody's scared to fight each other. They don't want to lose they undefeated record and lose, they record of beating up tomato cans. Said it knows them doing it themselves. Well, I need to check that out, Mr. Walt. Max, I need to check that out. Off topic, but did you hear about Marvin? Yeah, yep, we just talking about it now, brother. But yep. They said that's how I learned to service mile. Do you have a video? Did you make a video? You should make a video. Send me the link to that video. Let me see. Harbor Freight got tools, and even though to knock them. The thing about it is, Kevin Subs, I think like when you starting out, I think Harbor Freight is good to start. If it's your first time getting into the do-it-yourself type stuff, I think Harbor Freight is good actually. What's going on, Big Reds? What's going on? Scared to take a leap of faith. Now in trucking school. Ready to go. There you go. And like I said, what you done with success. And if you just follow basic fundamentals and take your time, you will have that. You will have success. Maybe back when money right. Next Man 99 was going on. They said Marvin Hagler took the vaccine. I don't know. That wasn't really disclosed. I noticed that wasn't really disclosed what happened. But said I will because it needs to know. Yeah, that should get some views, Walt. That should get some views. Because I'm telling you right now, I looked that up and I didn't see a lot of videos. I'm talking about a handful of videos. Now, if you want to look up how to paint a frame or change your steering wheel or do your shocks, everybody got a video on that. Everybody, What I think about the Benavidez fight, I think it was stopped one round too late. He should that Ellis should have been stopped. He should have been stopped in the 8th round. I mean, the 9th round. Yeah, was it 8th round, 9th round? He got pieced up there. Listen, David Benavidez gave him a family combo. He gave him a 16-piece with some coleslaw, large mashed potatoes and gravy, and biscuits with honey. He pieced him up something nasty. And they didn't stop the fight either. They sure didn't. And let it go all the way. Was it 11th round? Was that 11th round they stopped it? I'm like, dang. I'm like, this dude gave him a family combo piece. And they still let this man... Man. I mean, you got people stopping people after a 3-piece extra crispy. This man gave him a family combo, and they said, "Nah, hey, that's what it is." I've been in that situation before though, where I didn't want to quit. Yes, sir. I've been stopped. I've been stopped before. I didn't want. I showed it. I didn't want to quit. Because I feel like this. I guess maybe that's just the boxer in me. I do feel like we don't know. We just don't have our best interests. Ourselves. We believe, and that's that warrior mindset. I feel like, and it's the same mentality I have in trucking. If it ain't dead, which means if I'm not out, that means I can keep going. So you as an owner operator, if your truck is not blown up in your face, then you can still keep fighting the good fight until you get it right. Simple as that. That's how I feel. That's my attitude. But that's not the best attitude to have when your life is on the line. So, I just came on your video. I think I watched 3, and you have given me great information. Appreciate that, Rashid Golfing. Like I said, it's just I noticed that there's really no middle ground with my videos. It's either people really, really feel like they learn from them, or some people they think I'm being arrogant or cocky or something like that. And that's not the case. I just know what I'm talking about. That's it. I just know what I'm talking about. And the reason why it's easier for me to know what I'm talking about, because a lot of the situations you guys are in right now, I already was in it. That was me. You guys were me. 7-8 years ago, that was me. I was thinking about being an owner operator. Didn't really know, wasn't nobody out there helping like that. You know what I'm saying? You had Casanova and all that, but other than outside of him, there wasn't a lot of good information out there. Everybody on their mama was just leasing trucks, just trying to see who's got more money. They didn't even know what business was. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's different now. In this new YouTube era, social media era, I'm sorry, you guys can learn everything. Okay, Big Red, you said it was because of the second vaccine. I don't know. I know they I don't know. I just know that if that is the case, there you go again. There's gonna be a lot of people. See, I don't know because I know people right now, they didn't have both shots. And they're doing just fine. So you can't really just go off that. It just depends on how it's so different from if you got the virus. There was a lot of people that didn't make it. They got it and that was the end of it. They're just a memory now. And then a lot of people got it and hardly had any side effects. You know what I'm saying? So I know my cousin, when she got it, she didn't really show any symptoms. The only thing that happened to her, I think, she said she lost her taste and smell for like 3 or 4 days. But she wasn't coughing, she wasn't sickly or nothing. She like normal, like you would never think she had it. And she tested positive for it. But whatever, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You said I got dudes going for their second one. Kevin said the information be good, but I'd be like, don't nobody want to be a company driver anymore. Everybody want to be well. Hey, but Kevin, as long as you do it in time, that's all that matters. As long as you do it on. See, my thing is, I don't see nothing wrong with people wanting to be an owner operator, but I wish people would just do it in their own time. Just because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch one of my videos or somebody else's video, that don't mean okay, that's the plan. That's it. I'm abandoning everything else. I'm gonna try to be on operator. No, you just do it when you got, get your knowledge, get your time, and then you get out and get some money. That's when you do it. Everybody be acting like it's a rush. There's a lot of people that have watched my videos and they went out and rushed into it. They didn't follow hardly anything I said. He said get a used truck. So they go out and get a 2018. Well, it's used. So what? My payment's still $2,000 something a month. It's used. He said get a used truck. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. He said lease on to the right carrier. So they lease on to somebody paying 65% and taking $700 a week in deductions. I'm just saying, But you said lease on to the right carrier. So you got to just do it in your own time, He said, I believe different stings, each one may have different effects, yeah. I'll be like this. I'll take the vaccine. If that requires me to travel, I'll take the vaccine. Now, if I can get around, I'm gonna get around it. Like I get around a lot of things. Like I've gotten around the EPA. You know what I'm saying? Like I've gotten around other situations that I'm not gonna make public. I've gotten around a lot of things. But I know what I'm doing out here. You know what I'm saying? I've been out here long. I know how to. If you know the game, you know how to bend the rules in your favor. If you know the game, you know how to bend the rules to your favor. It's just like boxing. Now, even though we're going quiet as kept, everybody used to say I was a cheater. I wasn't a cheater. I'm just, I just fight dirty on the inside. Simple as that. If you lock up with me, if we clinch and we lock up, I'm gonna give you a good kidney shot. I'm gonna give you a nut check. You know what I'm saying? Look like I'm trying to pivot. I look like I'm trying to pivot over to my right, but I'm kneeing you in your groin. Oh, yes, sir. Because I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it and get away with it. And it don't matter if you think I'm cheating. It's wearing you down, though, isn't it? Who cares? My fighting style was like Andre Ward. I didn't care. I just did what I had to do to win. Simple. And sometimes it didn't work in my favor, but most times it did. So but you got to learn the game to know how to bend it, though. Said, but it's company jobs in every state paying good money. People don't research or ask questions. Exactly, Kevin. So exactly. And that's why I was in my book, I recommend getting a 1099 job. If you've been on the job like 6 months a year, you feel like you ain't able to stack money. And I know it's hard to stack money, 38 cents, 40 cents a mile, 40. It's hard to stack money. But you get what he's saying on that job. Some of these jobs are paying 65 cents a mile, and they're running you 3,500 miles a week. That's good money. That's 6 months, man. You could have like 30 grand in 6 months as a company driver. That's as a company driver, and that's being generous because you could probably get more than that. But I don't know what your home life's like. But so you can really get out here and stack some serious money. But people don't, like you said, people don't do the research. That's what it is. Oh, they got a lot of companies, low cost trucking. Beside the Blue Star, they pay 65%. They got a part of. I mean, you got the Orange Pumpkin. They pay 65%, I believe. So what do we? You know, what is it? Well, I forgot how to say. So what is it? What are we going? What is it? I forgot how you say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I just always say sorry. We're in freaking training. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But what that guy said? Sorry. What did he say? So what? What in the? Yeah. I ain't gonna. I he said. So what in the? You know what? We're gonna F up today. I believe that's what he said. It was a funny guy. Funny guy used to make fun of that company. He used to work for them. So what are we? What did he say? What in the world? Wait, what? I forgot how it was. So what in the world we're gonna F up today? That was what he used to say. I took my second shot already. Was mad tired next day. There you go. West fresh. So see, you made it through it. My uncle, he got it. My uncle got it. He got 2 shots already. But he ain't got no choice. He's 67 years old. He'd rather take the chance of not catching the virus. So, you know, did what it is. Okay, 40 cents ain't crap. JB set that mark back in 1996. The rest of my mom and dad are owner operators now. It's my time. Mom and dad hauls heavy haul. Dad leased on to WW Logistics Texas. There you go. Get that money. I know heavy haul be paying too. Heavy haul. These are the top things is if you're gonna be a full owner operator. If you can get a heavy haul, tanker, because tanker pays really well. This depends on what you hauling back there in that tank, but tanker does pay good money if you own your truck. I'm trying to think what else. I'm missing one. Cause step deck's all right. Step deck's like flatbed though. You make a little bit more money than flatbed, not much. You don't make that much more. We're talking like $500-600 a week difference, which to me is not worth me going out buying a step deck. I'm trying to think. I'm missing one. I can't think of it right now. But I know, like for common freight though, if you got your own truck and trailer and dry van or refrigerator flatbed, you're gonna do better than most people. And you know it what it is. Yeah, I don't know, Mark. I don't know if you're asking Big Ranch that. I'm still waiting on Ice Mountain to go ahead and sponsor your boy. I'll put you. Listen, Ice Mountain. Yeah, there it is. Cattle. There you go. Thank you, Outlaw. Cattle. But Ice Mountain. I'll put this on the front of my truck. I'll put the big old Ice Mountain logo on right there on the side. On the side box. Go ahead and sponsor your boy. But I know heavy haul, you can make real good money. Sir, what is this? Sergey Drachev? He does heavy haul. And I know he was talking about his pay one time, and I was like, yeah. And my cousin used to do heavy haul, but he did the real stuff. I'm talking about he did the windmills. He would haul those big, huge, those Caterpillar dump trucks. We're talking about some real good, real heavy duty stuff. And he, you know, once you pay your permits and get your escorts and stuff, they were still back. I'm talking about knocking back like 15 grand, sometimes 20 grand in a week. I'm talking about after all expenses. I mean, they obviously gross way more than that. But after all expenses, he could easily, on the peak season, he could be knocking back 15, 20 grand in a week. My cousin used to only work 7 months out the year. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to work 12 months. He worked 7 months out the year. He'd be knocking back serious money. You know? But yeah, my cousin, he used to haul those dump trucks to Montana. The big old Caterpillar dump truck. He used to take them up there to Montana, up there to the quarry and all that. He used to have to haul that. You know? See, and let me give a prime example of people with high truck payments. Now, my cousin, he had that truck that he had was a W990. He had the new W990. Okay. Now his truck payment every month. He had the heavy duty one. You know what I'm talking about, with the big steer tires. And it was a triple axle. It wasn't no, so it was like almost four axle. It was a triple axle. It wasn't no regular standard three axle semi. He had the big heavy duty steer tires, and he had the triple axle on the back. Now his truck payment every month for that truck was $3,400 a month every month. But see, it made sense for somebody like that to have that kind of payment, because if you're knocking back your average, listen, this is an average. His average as a heavy hauler was between 8,000 and 12,000 a week. That's net. That's not gross. That's a net. Net, net. That's how much he would get after he done paid the pilot cars, fuel, insurance, permits, everything. He would be taking between $8,000 to $12,000. What you gross as like a high paid independent guy, that's what he would net. So it makes sense for somebody like that to have a $3,400 payment. You know what I'm saying? But you guys is trying to get $3,000, $4,000 truck payments, and you work for 65% or for a dollar plus fuel surcharge. That ain't gonna work, brother. Straight up. See, there you go. Like I was saying, brother just left Kansas, pulled turbines, 200 miles, $7,000, 2 loads a day. See, I mean, you can knock back some serious cash. But my cousin, he got out of it though because actually I really don't even know why he got out of it. I just know he just said, you know, he right now that's why he was actually trying to borrow while I was down. He wanted to borrow my trailer. He was trying to run my trailer and do get some of this refrigerator freight. But he ended up downsizing anyway. He ended up giving that truck back. He's driving a T660 right now. Not a 680. He ain't driving the new stuff. He's driving the slim nose T660. So with a Cummins engine. If the brakes are too quick, bro, 30 minutes an axle. What is it? Kenneth, Mr. Kenneth, what's going on? Said flatbed. Kevin said flatbed good down south. Said MGL Russian Company, Melville's Park, 65 cents outside Chicago. There you go. Well, Mr. Rashid, you can just send an email. My email's in my description box. Not this one, but you can look at the last video. Email's right there. Look, save or invest. Both. Do both if you can afford to. Like I said, some of y'all, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. He said, stay away from home though 3 to 4 months at a time. But see, I love it, but don't, because, well, I don't know, because I know, never mind, because I know your brother, he, where he's at, I don't know, he kind of, he probably do it different. But I know, like, for my cousin, he would only work, though, the most I've seen him ever work was 8 months. That's the most, on a heavy haul, you don't need to do all 12 months, that I noticed. But, yeah, he would do, he'd be out for a month easy. Easy. So 3 or 4 months, oh, yeah. But as you already know, Outlaw, I'm probably going to be out about 2 months myself, though. I need to get my money back from Mr. Brown. I'm just ready for the first load. I want to see what he can do. I want to know, am I going to be happy with what I got? Am I going to feel like, man, I made a good purchase? You know, I fixed everything on the truck and it's running strong. Or is it going, when I hit a slope, and when I hit a slope, am I going to be like, okay, I need to call. I'm going to have to go to the secret shop because this ain't going to work. I'm just ready to get that experience. I can't wait to get my first 44,000 pound load, and I want to see what that truck can do, you know, because hauling my trailer around my empty trailer, that ain't proving nothing. Yeah, I see you answered them there. But yeah, I may do some, I may do a video later on this week, let y'all know what I did, but I know the overall purchase though, Mr. Brown, that was a solid purchase. Like I said, I bought the truck for $16,500. They originally wanted, 19,500. I guess at one time they wanted 20 grand outright. I don't know if I got my stuff with me. Yes, I do. I want to show y'all this. I want to show you this. because I'm gonna show you how to make a deal. Cause I'm gonna show you why HT Logistics knows what he's talking about. Let me show you. I want to show you this price. Now, this is all the paperwork right here of the truck. You know what I'm saying? When it got the rebuild. I want to show you a price. Now, mind you, I bought the truck for $16,500. I'm going to show you how much a full rebuild costs out of this shop. Now, mind you, could I get a better deal than this? Yes, because he overpaid for a rebuilt head. Now, this is something me and Outlaw we talked about offline. But a rebuilt head, that means a refurbished head. They charged him $2,294 for that. Now, would it take that? No, absolutely not. Trucker AK has a video where he bought a new head, a new one for the 12.7 for $1,475. This guy paid to refurbish his for $2,200. So could I get a better deal? Of course. But I'm going to show you the grand total price, if you can see this. It's backwards, but look at the grand total. $13,353.20. That's how much he paid to get his engine at the time. This is 2016. The truck sat all of 2019. But 2016 and December, the truck didn't come out the shop to January. So he drove 2 years on it. He put 100 and something thousand miles on it. And he paid $13,000 to get this truck completely rebuilt. I'm talking about everything. And if you want to know what a full rebuild is, let's read it off. They got the basic engine kit, bearing kit, injector set, injector O-ring, injector O-ring, hoses, piston cooler, gasket, rebuild head, cut counter board. That's when they cut the motor to get it, to get it back. Adjuster, hose clamp, engine oil antifreeze, Series 60 lube, seal ring, brake clean, head gasket kit. That's a full. The only reason they do the turbo, because the turbo was changed, I think within 100,000 miles before the rebuild. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, the man, whoever had this before me, they paid $13,350 something to get the truck fully rebuilt. I paid $16,500 for the whole truck. That's why I said you got to negotiate, because, dude. So pretty much all I paid for was a cab and a motor. That's what I paid for. But see, if that would have went to one of them shady dealerships, they would try to sell that truck for $30,000 right now. Oh, it's got all this paperwork on it, got all this motor work. That's what's going on right now. I got on truck paper the other day just for kicks and giggles. I seen classics that ain't had no work done to them. They trying to sell them for $25,000. Actually, shout out to one of my homies. He sent me an email the other day. He said, "Man, check this BS out." There was a classic. It was a 2005 classic down there in Georgia for sale. Some dealership down there in Georgia. I went on truck paper and looked at the specs, and it's got 695,000 miles on the overhaul. I'm gonna say this one more time for y'all. Make sure y'all pay attention. 695,000 miles on the overhaul, and they were trying to sell that truck for I think it was $29,500. So you probably got what, like another 200,000 miles, and then you're gonna have to be looking at injectors for sure. You might be a squeeze to me, I don't know. But you're already at 700,000 miles. And they're trying to charge $29,500 for the truck. And that's actually a reduced price. I guess they were trying to sell it for $34,000. And it's a 2005, which is going to have the 14-liter. It's going to have the EGR on it. And they're trying to sell it for $29,500. I'm sure somebody will buy it. Oh, yes, sir. Because, people don't pay attention to pre-admissions. They think pre-admissions is anything. So... Okay, let me see. Okay, these are the truckers. Sorry, but let me see. You said, what's your pay on spread axle, van, or reefer? I know spread axle, the only difference is you keep your weight. Unless you're overweight, 80,000 pounds, spread axle. But, that's if you can find one. You're gonna be harder to find one now, getting a spread axle. And that actually reminds me, I'm kind of glad you asked that, because I need to go out. I'm gonna wait because I don't know if it's gonna snow or not. It's not snow. They say they claim we were getting snow later. I still don't see no snow out there. But it's gonna be cold tomorrow. It's gonna be 30 degrees, so I probably ain't gonna do it tomorrow. But I need to go and actually lube my trailer up. I need to spray it down, spray the what you call the can't even think of the tandems. I need to spray all that down. I'm gonna wait till I get my truck back so I can rock it back and forth so I can keep that nice and smooth. But yeah, that's gonna be up to y'all though, what y'all want to do. But I just know that I have to say, when I looked at all that, when I was first, when I first bought the truck and I looked at how much was done to that truck and how much they spent for, I'm like, yeah, this is a nice little come up. Because like with the mileage, because the mileage on the odometer says 311,000. They brought the truck in at 1.175, 1.1 million 75,000. So whatever 311 minus 1.175 million, whatever, minus that's how much that was driven on the truck up to the time that I bought it. And I probably put 300 miles on it at the most. And that was driving back from Galva up here, driving around to the shop, back and forth, stuff like that. Just enjoy riding. I ain't gonna lie, joy ride. Because the insurance, I bought some temporary insurance on there for a few months. Hey, yeah, I just burned it up. Just joy riding, So, but that's what I would do when you look for a deal out here. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed this live feed. I don't know what time it is yet. Yeah, it's already 12:30 my time, so appreciate that, Mr. Tandem. But yeah, I'm glad, hopefully y'all enjoyed this live feed. I know we kind of mixed it up, did a little truck and the travel. I am looking forward to flights opening back up. But I'm just looking forward to when this is how I know the market is going to be on fire. It's already good now, but it'll be on fire. When I see the signs be taken down that masks are required, when we no longer see that, when Walmart's 24 hours again, that's when I know the market gonna be on fire. Because Walmart, I remember when Walmart last year, when July, I think I took like 4 or 5 Walmart loads in a row to the DCs, and they never paid like that. Never. I never seen Walmart pay like that. And I know they pay good. Walmart does pay good even in a bad market. But the way they were paying, I mean, I'll never forget that load, man. I did for $1,500. I went 170 miles. You know what I'm saying? This was up there in the Walmart up there in Wisconsin. I went to that with y'all know what I'm talking about. The Beaver Dam. Is it Beaver Dam? Was it Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, that Walmart up there, or was it I can't never pronounce it. Okinawa, whatever. It was either one of them two. And I went like 100 miles from where I was at. And they paid me $1,500 to go. It's like 150 with my empty miles and everything. I think the total miles was 220, 230, but the loaded miles was 150 something dollars. I mean 151 miles, and I paid $1,500. And I'm like, Walmart ain't never been. And I did that like 4 or 5 times in that area. We just was going because even my dispatcher was like, the guy that was working with this guy at this time, he was like, man, let's just keep doing this. He said, it don't make sense. He's like, it don't make sense to keep running, all over. Let's just take this Walmart. Or let me say it like him. We run Walmart. Walmart good money right now. We stay here, we do Walmart, okay? Okay. We make money. We get money. We get money, brother. And that's all we did. We ran them. That week I grossed like 8,000. I grossed like almost 8,000. And I didn't run. I didn't do no running. I'm talking about I think I may have cracked 1,100 miles. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna get out every week. But that's how I knew the market. And that was in July. That was when everything was opening back up,